What's up guys, it's your boy PSGINT here, back with another video, and today it's a big one. I will do a combined 11 of the best players I've seen play at Paris Saint-Germain. So that's from 2012 and onwards, because that was when I started supporting Paris Saint-Germain. It was 1 year after the QSI takeover, when the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Marco Verratti and Thiago Silva joined the Parisian outfit. So let's get straight into the video. Goalkeeper. It was, I would say, one of the easiest positions. Keylor Navas. Keylor Navas for Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, he's so unique. He was so special. Now, yes, we're happy we have him and Donnarumma, but before that, we really need to be thankful for Keylor Navas, because before that, and when he came in, he showed that quality. We really lacked that before from our goalkeepers. Saved us so much. That Bayern away game, for example, the Barca home game, yeah, again, Real away last season. Maybe if he played this season against Real Madrid, something else would happen. But yeah, I mean, this is a guy with, what is it, 3 Champions League, 4 finals, a lot of trophies, and a really good guy. Doesn't speak bad about the media or about the club or anything, just does his job, does his business, and he's amazing as well for Costa Rica. So Keylor Navas definitely deserves the #1 goalkeeper spot here in the Parisian lineup. But we will go through some mentions. So players that could have been here are Gianluigi Donnarumma. He has only played 1 season for PSG, so I can't put a player like there, but he has been very good. Yeah, he had some mistakes last season against Marseille and Real Madrid, but I think at the end of his Paris Saint-Germain career, he will be that #1 goalkeeper for me. But so far, it's Keylor Navas. Sirigu as well. I mean, he was there from the start, from the get-go for me, and I really loved him. He was just not good enough as Keylor Navas, for example, but he was a really good goalkeeper as well. And then we have Kevin Trapp, who I would say has succeeded more ever since he left Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, winning the Europa League with Frankfurt this season, and also getting some caps for the German national team at Ter Stegen. But Kevin Trapp, also a goalkeeper that I really loved at Paris Saint-Germain. Really nice guy. The only bad thing was he was the goalkeeper that suffered that humiliation loss to Barcelona 6-1. But yeah, these are my aforementioned mentions. Taking a look at the right back position, we have Achraf Hakimi. Yes, I know he has only played 1 season, but that just shows how good he is. He didn't even have that good of a season this season if you compare it to his last season with Inter. But what an exceptional right back we have here for a lot of years coming into the future. But Achraf Hakimi this season, he has shown us that offensively, he's like an attacker. He can score goals, he can assist goals, he can dribble, he can shoot, especially for his first league game of the season against Troyes, where he bagged in a very good volley, showing his strength and his shooting power. And then the rest of the season, I know he was away for AFCON and so on, but we missed him a lot because that right hand side needs to be used more. He's an amazing player, and I mean, the season coming now, I think he will have a much better season than he had last season. And I mean, that pick when Grealish was on the ground, that was a legendary pick, and we have to give props to Hakimi for that. But the other mentions are for the right back position are Serge Aurier. I mean, prime Serge Aurier, he was a different beast. I mean, people saw him at Tottenham and Villarreal and so on, but at PSG, he was a different beast. I remember the Arsenal game at home. Oof, that cross to Cavani, and yeah, we're just a beast. Sadly, his off-the-pitch antics made him move away from Paris Saint-Germain. I remember when we were going to play Arsenal, he couldn't play that game because he had fought like in a club, and then in a Periscope live he said that Blanc something to Zlatan, very offensive, so he got dropped from the team. But other than that, a really great guy. Respect him. I respect his goatee as well. Thomas Muller and Van der Wey, I can put them in the same box. They were not up to the PSG standard and were too inconsistent. I mean, Muller sometimes dropped performances where it was like, yo, this is a top 5, top 3 right back in the world, maybe right wing back. But yeah, but he never made it at PSG. Same with Van der Wey. I mean, he was here at a different time. I really liked him. I remember the game against Anderlecht where Zlatan scored 4 goals. He got those 2 assists. He was really good putting in those crosses, which hopefully Hakimi and Nuno Mendes can learn from. But Van der Beek also an aforementioned. Next up, two centre-back spots. Who will it be? It's Thiago Silva and Marquinhos. I mean, who could it be else? The two Paris Saint-Germain captains since the QSR era started, and ever since I've watched PSG, these two have been the two captains. And, oof, Thiago Silva. I mean, I can talk about him all day long. I mean, he was here for like 6-7 years, and it wasn't amazing. The only sad thing about Thiago Silva at Paris Saint-Germain was his departure. It was very sad, but I blame all of that on Leonardo. Because Thiago Silva wanted to stay, and he was really sad that he didn't even get an offer. But back to his qualities. I mean, you can start from that goal where he scored outside of the line. I mean, it went out, but he scored, like how it curled in, and all of his defensive masterclasses. The goal against Chelsea. I mean, he was Parisian in out. He was a Parisian, even though he's Brazilian. He has a French citizenship. Thiago Silva, un monstro as they call him. What a legend, what a legend. Of course he deserves this, and he will wear the captain's armband, of course. Back to the other side, Marquinhos. I mean, he hasn't had that much influence as Thiago Silva, but that just shows how much influence Thiago Silva had. I mean, Marquinhos right now is the current captain. Extremely good player, good with the ball, good with heading, even though he's not that tall. Scores a lot of important Champions League goals, the goals against RB Leipzig, the goal against Atalanta, which made us go through to the final, the goal against Bayern last season. So he's a really influential player, even against City last season. So he's a really influential player in both boxes, and I really hope he can retire at the club Paris Saint-Germain, because as I said, with Thiago Silva, he's Parisian in and out. He knows French, and yeah, he's a total G. But the aforementions for these positions are Alex, who played not that long. Same with David Luiz, but of course, none of them deserves a spot ahead of Marquinhos or Thiago Silva. But David Luiz, I mean, sad thing is, most people remember him for that nutmeg. Plus, we bought him for a lot of money. It wasn't worth it. Alex, on the other hand, he came in the beginning of the QSI era and was really good in the moments he had. But out of all these three, Kimpembe is the only one that should maybe edge a chance, but of course he doesn't, ahead of Marquinhos and Thiago Silva. But Kimpembe, a lot of respect to him. A Parisian from the academy and always fought hard for the badge. A French starter right now as well. So a lot of respect to Kimpembe, and hopefully this season he can turn everything around. Ali Kimpembe. Looking at the left back spot, we have Maxwell. Maxwell, oof, was like having a midfielder at left back. Mostly because he played in that Barca 2011 team, and 2010, 2012, I think. 3 years there at Barcelona. A lot of passing and so on. So he was really calm under pressure. Some of the goals he scored, yeah. But I mean, it was just experience, technical ability. He wasn't that fast, he wasn't that strong, but he just had the brain. He just had that footballing brain that every footballer needs. And yeah, what a player he was. And ever since his departure, we have never replaced him well, but until this season. Three left backs are Kurzawa, Nuno Mendes, and Yuri Birshish. All of these names need to be mentioned. I mean, Kurzawa, yes, right now every Parisian hates him, and for a good reason. But I mean, remember, he's the only defender that has scored a hat-trick in the Champions League against Anderlecht. So a bit of respect. He had some great seasons at the beginning of his Paris Saint-Germain career after resigning from Monaco, but ever since then, yeah, he's not been up to the bill. Yuri Bičić, on the other hand, yeah, again, same as Munir and Van der Beek, I would say he was just not good enough to start for Paris Saint-Germain, but he has a lot of love for Paris Saint-Germain, and I think that when we reached the Champions League final, he was like applauding us and everything. So big up to Yuri Bičić, and ever since he left PSG, his career went better in La Liga, in Athletic Bilbao. So props to Yuri Bičić. But Nuno Mendes, I mean, he will take that left back spot very soon. He might combine the 11. But so far, only one season, but he's so young, he's so talented, so good defensively and offensively. You rarely see that with modern fullbacks right now. And I think that Nunmensch is one for the future, a very special player, and who knows how good he will become. So these all need to be mentioned. Now I play a 4-2-3-1 formation with these players, so I will have my two DMs or holding midfielders, and that is Marco Verratti and Thiago Motta. Of course, they need to be there. They deserve it. They were so good. Thiago Motta, we haven't been able to replace him ever since he left Paris Saint-Germain. We haven't had that 8. We have tried to sign players, but yeah, it hasn't worked out. Either it's inconsistency or injuries or just they're not good enough. But Thiago Motta has always been missed. I mean, Leonardo wanted him for the PSG job as a manager as well. That just shows how built in Thiago Motta is to Paris Saint-Germain, how much he loves the club, the supporters, the aura, the feeling around the Parc des Princes. Thiago Motta as a midfielder, he was the most calm player ever. I mean, he was like a Sergio Busquets, but had a bit more special thing about him. Not that he was better, but he had just more special about him. I remember the game against Bayern when we won 3-0 at the Parc des Princes. He was really influential, and yeah, hopefully we can soon find a replacement for him because we need it. Thiago Motta, what a legend. Marco Verratti, oh Marco. Probably one of my favorite PSG players of all time. And one of my favorite footballers of all time, because a midfielder can be a specialist, but Marco Verratti is a specialist at everything. Apart from maybe scoring goals, but yeah, he doesn't like to shoot, and we have seen them numerous times at Paris Saint-Germain. But Marco Verratti, if you had to explain him, maestro. He can do everything with that ball. He can tackle it. He can put a long ball. He can dribble. He can pass. He can... Oof. Marco. So he definitely deserves a spot here. Parisian threw in, threw out. His agent tried to get him a move to Barcelona, but he didn't want that. And ever since then, he has been a true Parisian. Wants to stay at the club, and who knows, maybe he even retires at the club. Marco Verratti, yet again, exceptional player. Him and Marquinhos are so alike and so amazing. Allez, Paris. But the midfielders that couldn't get a spot, let's take a look at them. Leandro Paredes is the 8 that was supposed to replace Thiago Motta, but he was not good enough. Inconsistency, injuries, and Tuchel really didn't like him. But hopefully this season, especially with him being signed a 1-year extension, we can see a better version of Paredes this season. But back to the two OGs, Blaise Matuidi and Javier Pastore El Flaco. These two players, yeah, the Parc loved them. Matuidi was one of the most stupid decisions I've seen PSG make when we sold him to Juventus for like 25 mil and got in Krychowiak for 40 mil. That's disgusting, because Matuidi, I mean, he was a key role in that French national team that won the World Cup in 2018, and he showed us that we should have kept him, but yeah, Unai Emery tax. But Matuidi, really exceptional player at Paris Saint-Germain. He had that famous celebration with the wingspan hands, and will always be remembered. And Javier Pastore, on the other hand, his magic, what he could do with the ball, yeah, it made Parc des Princes go crazy. And especially after that goal against Chelsea, the 3-1 goal, when he dribbled past a lot of players in the box to score a pass check in the 90th minute. That memory is still in every PSG's head, PSG fans' minds, and yeah, for a good reason. The attack looks like this, and this is beautiful. You have Angel Di Maria on the right, top assister for Paris Saint-Germain, has the record for most assists in one league and season. He was amazing at Real Madrid, won La Decima, was the man of the match in the Champions League final, got Argentina to a World Cup final, and then went to United. Had a bad spell, came to PSG and proved everyone wrong, because ever since he joined Paris Saint-Germain, he's just been amazing. His Liga performances, his Champions League performances, I mean, his brace against Marseille, that free kick, his amazing performance against RB Leipzig in the Champions League semi-final, yeah, again, the 4-0 win against Barca, his 2 goals, that free kick and that sublime long shot. Angel Di Maria has left this season, unfortunately, but he will always stay in every Paris Saint-Germain's fans' heart, because, yeah, he's an exceptional player. Neymar in that 10. Tuchel was the one that made Neymar a 10, and ever since then Neymar has been the best 10 one of the best top 3 players in the world. Sadly, injuries have hampered his career at Paris Saint-Germain, but if you look at his stats, when he is on the field, he's our best player. In the Champions League, I think he has the best goals and assist ratio in the Champions League entirety. Maybe close to Kylian Mbappe and Erling Braut Haaland. But I mean, Neymar wanted to leave after 2 seasons, but ever since then he has been a true Parisian, kissing the badge, saying that his ultimate goal is to win the Champions League, but not with any club. It's only winning it with Paris Saint-Germain, and you love to hear that. You love to hear that from Neymar Jr. Kylian Mbappe on the left. Yeah, this year was a lot of drama these past 12 months, but Kylian Mbappe decided to stay at Paris Saint-Germain, and yeah, again, we Parisians love him for that. Kylian Mbappe will become a true hero, a true icon at PSG. For how long he stays, we don't know. But if he can bring that Champions League, if he can bring more success to this club, he will be remembered maybe as the biggest PSG icon of all time. Big ups Kylian Mbappe, who is on his way to breaking Edinson Cavani's Ligue 1 record of most goals for PSG. Zlatan Ibrahimovic up top. This is the only part where I think that some people will disagree with me. But yeah, I put Zlatan Ibrahimovic ahead of Cavani. And I mean, there are many reasons for that. You can look at the managers. Zlatan was the one that was playing striker, and Cavani was second fiddle. He was played left wing out of his position because that is how good Zlatan Ibrahimovic was. When they were two at the club, Zlatan was better. Cavani was good in the 2 seasons after, especially that 50-60 goals in a calendar year season. But Zlatan, you have to remember, you don't have to look at only goals and assists. The charisma, the everything he brings to the other players. I mean, he was one of the reasons Thiago Silva joined PSG. He called him. He said, come to PSG. So what Zlatan did for PSG, I mean, he was the one that really put us on the map. And yeah, it was our first marquee signing and started all of this. Now we are the team that competes for the Champions League trophy every season. We are a team that competes for the best transfer signings every season. We're a team with the best players in the world. And we have to thank Zlatan Ibrahimovic for that. Aforementions for these attackers: Lionel Messi, Edinson Cavani, and Ezequiel Lavezzi. Ezequiel Lavezzi, injuries hampered him a bit, especially in his last season. But I love Lavezzi. He was always smiling. He was always trying his best. I remember that goal against Chelsea at the Parc des Princes. But apart from that, not that much. But Lavezzi was just a lovely guy. You can even put Lucas maybe in here. I loved Lavezzi more. He was a better player. Lionel Messi, as I said, he has only played 1 season and he doesn't come close to what Zlatan, Neymar, or Mbappe has done at the club. So yeah, Messi and Messi fans, if Messi next season backs something, I may have to change my mind. We'll see. That the ball is in Messi's court. And then Edinson Cavani, as I said, at the time when they both were at the club, Zlatan was better than Cavani. Zlatan was better than Cavani, and for obvious reasons. He's a better player. But Cavani still deserves all of respect from Paris Saint-Germain fans. Yeah, again, as Thiago Silva, he got a very sad departure from PSG. But what he did for this club was amazing, especially his connection with the fans, and being PSG's top scorer of all time also needs a lot of applauses. Coming now into the manager, of course, it's going to be Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, if you compare him to other PSG managers, I mean, Ancelotti is still a better manager than Tuchel, career-wise all around. But if you look at what they did at PSG, I mean, Tuchel got us our first Champions League final, win literally every trophy with us, has his second best percentage win apart from Unai Emery. But Tuchel really made us into the big club we are right now, and we have to respect him for that. The departure, we don't have to look at it in a sad or happy way. It just happens. That sometimes happens. Managers fall out with clubs, but we still have to love and respect Tuchel for what he did for PSG. Our aforementions for managers are Carlo Ancelotti. As I said, I only watched him for 1 season, and he was good, but yeah, too short of a time span to compare him to Tuchel, even though Tuchel wasn't here as well for so long. I mean, no manager, PSG manager, been for so long. Laurent Blanc, of course. I mean, he brought in that experience, and he just played simple football, but that's what suited the players. And I mean, under Laurent Blanc, that's when we got the most points we have ever gotten in the league and season. We got the quadruple. We won the league like in March or something. We only lost one game that season. Zlatan scored 38 goals in the league. So Laurent Blanc deserves a lot of respect. And then I have Unai Emery. I think that Unai Emery, as a manager, as a team, it wasn't the perfect best, but what he got from our attackers, I mean, we saw Cavani, Mbappe, Neymar. That front three were amazing that season. So we have to give Unai Emery respect for that, for the attacking fluidity. But other than that, it didn't really work out under him, especially remontada happening under him. But yeah, that's the managers. So here is the team, the manager, and everyone that fits into this lineup. Make sure to comment down below if you would change any players. I mean, yeah, maybe you have watched more about PSG from me, but if you take from 2012 till now, is this the best PSG team you have seen? Make sure to like this video, please, guys. Let's hit 10 likes on this video. Make sure to subscribe. Stay tuned. And yeah, as usual, allez, 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 Paris!